Welcome to Mostly Mixed Up. Welcome to Mostly Mixed Up. Welcome back to the podcast featuring Liam, Evan, and Dipshit. No, Nathan.
Featuring long hair, Longhorn number 2, headphones, and small bass baby boy.
Yes, that the all names I go by. Yes. Welcome back.
You go by long hair?
No.
Okay.
I'm talking about the names Nick called me, Evan. Not long hair. I don't have long hair.
Oh,
That's right.
It's true.
I feel like you're the Ron Swanson
I'm the Ron Swanson. If you've
Like,
watched
with-
Parks and Rec.
with hair. Like
My hair?
when he
I don't know if
lets it
that's a good
grow out
thing.
one day after, and he's like, "What do I look like? A rock star?"
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting a haircut tomorrow, the day after we are filming this, so it might be a bit shorter on
whoa.
school on Friday.
Ooh, so we're gonna get to see Nathan's fresh cut next episode.
Okay.
Yeah, you will, unless I wear a hat.
Nick, don't you have to cut off your waves?
Yeah. Hold up. Gotta give them.
Oh, Nick's
wave
gonna
check,
hair
wave
reveal.
check, Wave
Hair
check.
reveal.
Evan, you gotta edit in a little thing that just says wave check.
I don't know how.
We have not seen Nick's waves in a few episodes, so let's see how they are doing.
Ooh. Drippy as hell.
The
That's
Nick's
not
rocking
drip,
the drip.
That's a full ass ocean. Oh, okay. He's keeping him out. So,
Yeah,
Nick
why not?
had a pretty great day today, didn't he?
Oh, I did. Yes.
He did have a good day.
Sir.
Pretty good day. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we will not go further into it unless
We're just gonna give a round of applause for Nick. If you are personal friends of us, you can go ask him.
Yes.
Hit me up.
Wait. Hold on. Let's go.
Also, another difference today. Liam, you got your glasses on.
I do have my
It's a
glasses.
bit different. You never usually wear
Looks
them.
like Eisen from Bleach. If you Google what he looks like, you can see. Google Eisen.
I will do that right now.
Google it. Eisen with his glasses, of course. I look exactly like him, actually.
I have no idea how to spell Eisen,
ISAN.
so I just thought it was
ISEN.
ISEN. Oh my, you do kind of look like him. Not gonna lie.
Have you seen his glasses?
I
Zach?
did. Yes, I saw him with his glasses. Yeah, looking good with the glasses, Liam, as always.
Mhm.
So, yes, on to today's episode. So today, in episode I think 3, we discussed some conspiracy theories.
Ooh, with our
Luca.
guest, Spooky Stinky.
Who is not here today? We do not have a guest today. We will try to get one soon,
Joey.
but
We have Nick on the show.
that is true. We have recurring guest Nicholas Heath, if
Yeah.
we want to include him in there.
Bro, we
But
call it mostly mixed up if Nick isn't a prominent person. You just gotta call it a little mixed up.
A little mixed up.
true,
No,
or just
no.
mixed up. No, it would just be mixed. It would just be mixed up, right?
Yeah, because
that
I'm
sounds
the
Because-
boring.
That does sound really boring. I'll give
No,
you that.
we're the mostly because we're the majority.
exactly. And then I'm the.
Not majority.
What am I?
Not majority, minority.
Majority is the word.
That's the word. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so on back to today's episode. We will be discussing some classic conspiracy theories based off of a few key points: ghosts, aliens,
Okay.
and I believe the third one was dinosaurs. If I
Yes.
was right, Evan, is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, so basically, here's the basis of the argument. So we're gonna start with ghosts. Nick and I do not believe ghosts are real. I do not believe ghosts are real. I think that is
I'm not.
not real. And I think Liam is going to tell us a story of his.
Yes.
And if you guys can think of any other stories, just feel free to. And you're going to try to convince Nick and I,
Oh, I have a story.
are they real?
Evan has a
You're
story.
going to try to convince us.
One
And
day,
if
there was this man that decided to walk across the street, and he found a chicken. That's my story.
Good story. So I think that convinced all of us that ghosts are real. Nick, are you convinced now since with Evan's story?
100%. Yeah. Ghosts?
Okay.
Like,
Okay, actually, Liam, though, has a story. Liam,
yes, he does.
take it away with
Hey,
your
Liam.
ghost story.
Okay, so one day I moved into this house, right? And it was a pretty nice house, big, older house. And I opened up my closet and I saw this white figure just standing in there. And I freaked out and I ran away. And it came through my door. And I found out that he was actually really nice, but he had two fucking asshole brothers. So I got to know him a bit more. Found out his name was Casper, and we got along really really well. It was almost a friend-
Okay.
I don't know, man.
Was he a friendly ghost?
He was a friendly ghost.
Was his name Casper the Friendly Ghost?
You could say that.
You could say that, yes. Evan was actually
Yes.
there. He was.
I
with me.
was.
Yeah,
I
When
was
you guys
helping
met
them
Casper
move in.
when you guys met Casper the Friendly Ghost. Okay.
he's very friendly. Very friendly.
Liam and Evan. Liam and Evan.
Yeah.
I think that you guys have something small called delusion. I actually know somebody very good for that.
Oh, I know. I think you have something actually. I think I have something called being
What?
stupid.
I
Ooh.
think it's called dumbass
Ooh.
disorder.
Okay.
Okay, no.
Wait.
People usually yell at me because I believe in ghosts, but I don't believe in like astrology and all that shit because I think it's stupid.
Strong.
It
Oh
is stupid.
God, don't even. That's an episode in itself.
How about this? Let's go into it right now. We weren't planning on this, but we kind of talked about this in the first episode.
No, I cannot. I get too.
Astrology is so dumb. Actually, no. It's a part of some religions.
Astrology
basis
is
is
very
fine.
dumb, in my opinion.
Oh.
Fuck up
Liam
and-
hates. Listen, in our group chat today, I was saying that just to get Liam mad, and Liam, oof, he got mad at me.
He did get mad.
To it,
Oh my
just
God.
add a cut. Okay.
Okay, so Liam just kicked me out because I said in my opinion, which was really stupid.
I'll
in my
do it
opinion.
again. I'll do it again.
But
It's just
yeah, but that
very,
means we
very
have to
stupid
interrupt
in
the
my
recording.
opinion because I'm the one recording. In my opinion,
Kill it.
Okay, so
God.
yes, okay, but like when people say, I'm like, they ask me, I'm like, I'm a Gemini because I am a Gemini.
I'm
I think
Cancer.
Nick is also a Gemini and Evan is also a Gemini.
I'm
Is
Cancer.
that
That's
correct?
my gang.
Oh, you're Cancer. Nick is though.
Yo, look how
They're like,
Wait, Cancer?
cyber police
Cancel.
channels are
Cancel.
cancel.
And then I say
Oh,
I'm
I have a
Gemini,
joke
and they're
about-
like, oh,
I have a
and
joke
walk
about
away. I'm like,
astrology.
what?
Come on, Evan.
What's the thing called? Like, what's a Gemini? Like, what's that called? A Gemini, Cancer.
Signs, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. A sign.
Yeah.
What sign? All signs have a hairstyle, but Cancers.
Oh my God.
No, Evan, we don't want to get canceled. Be careful.
That was so bad.
Be careful.
That was
Okay.
hilarious. I have a question. When you have chemo, do your pubes fall off?
Probably.
I don't think we want to go into that area
That struck
of.
Nick so hard.
Wait a second. Your hair falls out. What happens to your butt hairs? Do you just like wipe your ass one day and just like, oh my god?
Okay, let's move on from this touchy
Is there a
topic so we
spider
don't
on
get
my ass or what?
demonetized or canceled.
Tarantulas living in my asshole.
Be careful. We remember we don't want to get
I
canceled.
actually
You
do
gotta
want
be careful with this.
Someone cancel me.
Who
Someone
knows?
cancel me.
They can't cancel
You never know what they can use. Liam, listen. You know what happens sometimes? People dig up dirt on you from when you were 15.
Oh, I for sure probably have some dirt.
So when you
But-
and Evan are famous Hollywood movie producers in, let's say, 10 years, they'll
10 years?
That's pretty good.
they'll bring this back, and they'll cancel you for it.
Good.
Maybe.
I hope they
I
do.
don't know.
I hope they do.
That'd be,
Because
and
then they all
actually,
get to
no.
meet me, and they're like, "Oh my God, Liam is the funniest, nicest person, most accepting of all cultures."
Watch in
that I've
10
ever
years, they're
seen.
gonna cancel us for saying that astrology is stupid.
Some girls will feel very
Gonna
passionate.
rule the world. No. At airports, they're gonna be like, "What's your sign?" I'm a Scorpio. Kill yourself.
It's so fake
Bro,
to me.
I feel like there's definitely gonna be like a dating app that's like you put in your sign if you're not compatible.
I bet you that exists. 100% that exists.
Oh my God, signmeup.com. We need to start this.
We actually.
It probably exists already,
I mean,
but
It's
I wouldn't be
probably
surprised
not
if it did.
It's like
ethically
put in
right.
your sign, and whoever signs up just says "Go kill yourself."
Guys, I don't.
Okay.
Guys, I don't think that this is ethically wrong. I don't think this is ethical because it's kind of wrong taking advantage of crazy people.
Okay, the thing is, here's the problem I do have with astrology. It's saying just because something you cannot control, you were born in a certain month, you can't control it. And that just says something about you. That just says this is who you are because of that. It's not the same level. It's like comparing someone based on gender, based on race. It's not the same extent at all. But it's like doing that because you're comparing someone to a set of predisposed things and variables that they cannot control. So I think it's just wrong in that sense as well.
Also astrology people are criminally insane. I had this friend who was like, I had this friend and she was like, I thought she was joking at first. She was like, yeah, I was like, oh man, I have a headache. And she's like, oh, program a rock to take away your headache. I was like, she was like, I'm not joking. I was like, are you okay?
You're just like,
I mean, some people.
No, what she said.
program the rock.
No, she was like, all right, take some amethyst, rub it on your ninth chakra and meditate. I'm like, wouldn't just meditating or taking a nap just get rid of it?
No, do you know what I would have said?
What?
Oh yeah, I'll do that right away. I'll make sure to get right on that.
Listen, Liam and I in our group chat have had discussion about this, about how we are open to every single person. If you want to do something, go ahead. But except for one type of people who Liam and I think agree that we don't like what they're doing, and that is astrology people.
Oh yeah, astrology. Fuck yeah, I love the furries. They're great.
Oh, the furries. That's a whole other discussion.
I was gonna say that the senators offense.
That is true, because if you chill,
Hey, listen, I can talk all day about myself as an Ottawa Senators fan, but I think that might be a bit
I don't watch
boring.
hockey.
they will never
That's true.
win
I
a
think
cup.
Nick is the only one here who watches hockey, and I don't think Nick does that much. But
I watch it sometimes. Only. If
that's true. I mean, as we're filming this is 2 days after my team, the Ottawa Senators, we're down 5-1 against the Toronto Maple Leafs, our rival. We came back and won 6-5.
They came back.
And 165, exactly. Oh, I was a very happy person that day. Yeah.
Wow.
Ooh, no.
Hey, Nick, look us.
I have another astrology thing, right? So me and my friend Luca, who's been on the show before many times, we're like,
Luca?
small Italian boy, very hairy, kind of looks like a baby Sasquatch.
Oh yeah, the baby Sasquatch. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So My Hero Academia.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So in that anime, there's these things called quirks, and whenever the character appears, they're like, "This is this person, and this is their quirk." So we were like, I forget Rachel, quirk astrology, not actually a quirk, just mental illness.
I saw that. Yeah. I saw that. Bro, I was dead when I saw that.
Okay, listen. If you're watching this and you like that stuff, okay.
Oh no, go for it. I don't give a shit, but I'm still gonna make fun of it.
But yeah, we have every right to make fun of you for the fact that you think people are a certain way because of the time that they were born, or the time when they first cried, or whatever.
If you think about it, if I was born like 5 days before, I would have been another sign.
Bro, if you think about if you think about it, right? If you think about it, if I replace amethyst with
think
my
so hard.
testicles, I'd never have testicular cancer. But I'd have amethyst where my testicles are supposed to be.
What is with the cancer stuff today? Jeez.
What? I don't know. Oh my god.
What is with... Firstly, you guys went off kind of making fun of it, which was, oof, don't want to get canceled. And now...
I did not make fun of it. I made chemotherapy.
That's part of it, but it doesn't matter.
My grandpa is a badass. He survived cancer 3 times, and one of them was pancreatic cancer, so...
Ooh, good for him. Good for him for fighting
my
through
grandpa, we like to say he's too stubborn to die.
That's... listen, people are tough who do that. They are really strong.
Also, my grandpa is just an old Scottish man who's just like,
Scottish?
want me to die? Nah.
Nah, I'm just not gonna die. All right, moving on from the astrology thing that I think Liam especially does not like, and I think most of us don't like it either.
Not that I don't like it. I just think it's hilarious how people are so invested in it that are like, what?
I just think it's kind of.
crazy.
I just think it's kind of not
Like-
good, just as general as a concept, because I mentioned before it's like comparing someone to something they can control. But that I already discussed that. Moving on back to the ghost, because we kind of went off topic there.
Back to
Liam,
ghosts.
you legitimately said you do have a ghost story. That you
No, I
had.
do have a ghost story. Okay.
This is a trigger warning. This is not a test. This is a trigger warning. If you are psychologically fragile, please move away from your viewing or listening device and into your safe space. This is a trigger warning.
So, one time, well, there's like many different stories, but so I was hanging out with my cousin Devin, and he was supposed to be a guest on the show, but he didn't get back to us. We have so many different stories.
Well, let's
And-
tell us one.
Okay, so one of them, I'm sure a couple of them could have been coincidence, but so basically we were both, like we're hanging out and we were like, all right, let's go to Sky Zone. So we hung out, we went to Sky Zone, and when we came back, we're like looking through his closet to find a PS4 controller, and we found this old like ratty journal, and we were flipping through the pages, and it was like, I want to go to heaven. I want to go to heaven. I'm going to kill myself. I want to go to heaven. I'm going to hang myself with this rope so I can go to heaven. So we were like, okay, that's a bit creepy. And so we were just like a little freaked out by that. And then his little brother came up to us and was like, don't go in the closet anymore. We are like, why? And it's like, the man in there is going to get you. And we're like, okay, calm down. And then the whole time we thought we had heard whispers in the fucking closet, and it freaked us out so much. And then another time with him, we were at my house, and the same kid was staring at my back door, the door that actually goes into the room where the studio is. And you just kept looking at it, and he was like, that room doesn't feel good. So me and Devin were like, all right, that's a little bit weird. So we go, and we're leaving, and we just like walk up the street by my house, and we go to like this pond area, and we take some pictures for Instagram. And we are just chilling out a bit, and we start hearing footsteps behind us, and we keep looking back, and there was like no one there, and we're like, must just be like an echo or something. And then they started feeling even closer. So we turn the steps, and we sit like right here. And we saw like this cool pattern of the moon like shining through some leaves, and it was like, oh, sick, this is sick. And then we heard like running footsteps towards us. We looked back, there was nothing there. And then right beside us in a shed was bang, run. And so we were like running, and then there was like terrifying laughing behind us. And Devin recorded it on his phone, and the whole time there was nothing there but these weird little dots, like these floating little orbs all over the place, and it freaked us the hell out. And then when we looked back in the pictures that we took for his Instagram, the pond at that house at the time was completely emptied out. And when we looked in, there was like a little grin and two dot eyes, clear as day. It was absolutely terrifying. There could be a logical explanation, but there's just been too many coincidences with him in situations like that, and I'm just like, whoa.
That sounds like a good
Orbs following you.
Or it's following us.
Okay, I find this extremely hard to believe.
Me too.
I don't care if you
Extremely.
I don't care if you don't believe me. If Devin was on
The
the show,
fact
you would see-
that
Oh,
that it
so
was
scary.
this sounds like a horror, like a real someone would write. Orbs following you. I don't believe this.
you don't,
at
I
all.
don't care. You don't have to not believe it. I know it would happen, and you know me. I do not care about people's opinion of me, and I don't care if people don't believe me about stuff.
I mean, Liam, I would say I'm notorious for not believing you about certain things.
Oh yeah, because I'm
But I'm a doubter. I
Yeah.
just do that. But
a doubter too.
yeah.
I don't. There's other things like
it just
witchcraft
seems
and
hard to
voodoo.
believe.
Like witchcraft and voodoo. I don't believe in that stuff, but I respect it because if it is real, I'm not trying to get cursed.
There's things like you don't want to diss, just
Exactly.
in case if it's
I
real.
do not disrespect like the dead, Cause like, oh my God. Another story was like, there's like this whole ass thing about a haunted house, and that's what like, kind of set me off. So like, this is a bit of a longer story, so I'll tell this like close to the end. And
Oh, Nick's getting killed.
and next step.
Nick's getting attacked by his, I think, siblings. Is his brother and sister. Dang, Nick.
Muted.
You got destroyed.
Muted. He's muted. All right.
Abuse.
Nick, are you alive?
No. I
No.
think it was the
He's a
who was
ghost.
choking me out.
He's
It
a
was
ghost.
No.
Damn.
Okay. So like another story was like we did a Ouija board and like a whole and this one was creepy.
That is one thing I will never touch.
This is the one I know.
Flipping
I-
Ouija
Yeah,
board.
Ouija board, yeah. Okay, before you say it, Ouija board's one of those things
No,
that you don't
I
want
don't
to
even want to say this story because it's freaky. It already freaks me out just thinking about it.
Okay.
Well,
so
then it's perfect.
I do have a couple of stories as well.
Like, bro, it was.
Let's hear it.
No,
Okay.
no.
I don't have any stories like that, but like I've encountered like at my old house. It was only at my old house that I can remember them at least. And like I once saw this like older man walk around in my parents' room, and then go and sit on the rocking chair that we had. And then I like it was that room and the front door that and the basement that was like always the places. And then another time I saw my dead cat in my parents' room.
How old were you?
This was like 4 years ago.
Okay.
And then like I don't know. I don't know if many people believe this or not. I'm sure a lot of people do, but like I believe that when you hear someone calling you, like that's just like a spirit or something. Just
Okay,
like trying to
no.
get you.
What do you mean
This is
calling
what-
you?
Like
If
I don't
you
know
have-
if I feel like a lot of people do experience this because
Mhm.
when I was at my old house, when I was sitting at my kitchen table and like doing my homework, I would always hear voices call from upstairs and downstairs, and I'd like yell back, "Yeah," and nobody would answer. So
Okay,
call
I'm gonna
again.
retort to this. My mom especially, is notorious for doing this. She calls me Nathan. I'm like, what? Doesn't answer. And I say what a multiple, and I come down, and she's like, you should know to come down when I say what, when I just
That
call you. I'm
happens
like,
too,
oh.
but- yeah, but when this
I think it might have been that
I'm
though.
alone.
Oh no. I've
Oh,
situations like that where I asked my mom, she went to me, oh, she's probably just messing with me when she says I didn't call you. But there's been times where I've been home alone completely,
Yeah,
and
and you think you hear?
I feel
That's
like
never happened to me, luckily. But
that's when it
there
happens
are
to me the
times-
most.
when I hear I'm called, I say what, and they say I didn't call you. That does happen. But that's probably more of a theory that we're going into here.
Like one of my, you know how the other day we were talking in the group chat about what happens after death.
oh yeah.
And so my mom thinks she believes in reincarnation as well. She believes in ghosts too. And my mom believes in reincarnation, but she believes that hell is Earth. So when you die, you just stay on Earth and you just wander. Like that's what spirits are. Like they're just like demons and stuff.
Ooh.
yeah.
So you go to heaven
That's
or
interesting.
hell for a little bit, but then you get reincarnated. Like your spirit gets reincarnated.
I mean, I'm gonna use something to literature here. In the Christmas Carol, the story of like Scrooge, and in the book, there is in the book, like when the ghost comes,
Mhm.
and like says, "Listen, if you don't change, you're gonna end up like as a ghost."
Which
And
one?
their whole thing was like he looked out his window and there's all these ghosts trying to help people, but they can't because in their previous life they were selfish and didn't help the poor. But now all they wanted in death, all they wanted to do is help them, but they can't, and that's the biggest hell, that they can't help others when they like in death, which is actually really interesting. But yeah, that actually is an interesting theory. I mean, personally for me, I have the more religious approach with heaven. I mean, I'm Catholic personally. Yeah, just certain things like that, but I definitely believe that it could be true. You never know.
So I'd like to tell another little story that's not one of mine, but it's a story of my cousin's friend. So they actually had to move because of this. Like it got to the point where it was like really bad. So her house was really old. It used to be an orphanage and a recovery place for people with tuberculosis, right? And the priest,
Why would you want to move in there?
they didn't know at the time. They had to do.
That's like a classic horror movie plot.
I know,
Their
right?
house used to be
Right.
a mental ward or something. Like
Not
that's like a horror movie plot.
And of course, there was a lot of kids that died in there, and there's been so many stories. Like the little girl, the creepiest one, like one of the creepiest ones, which I've seen the Polaroid picture, right? So their daughter has a lot of mental illnesses, and it's very, very serious, and it's like a big concern. So at first they were like, okay, this is just one of her incidents, and we need to help her out with it and just talk her through it, right? Because she's clearly going through something right now, and it's probably scaring her. I don't know if she has schizophrenia or something like that, but one day, my cousin's friend, she walks into her older sister's room, and she says, this Satan keeps knocking on my window and telling me to hurt myself. And like, again, like this is a trigger warning. Like you might want to, like, if someone can put like a trigger warning, like this is a lot of mental health and,
yeah.
Like
Just
like
if you
that.
don't like this, maybe
Please
Evan,
skip
maybe put a
through.
if you're editing this, put a timestamp.
Yeah.
Timestamp when the story is over. So
We'll
don't.
probably move on to like lighter topics after this. But so she had a lot of mental illnesses, and is
yes, after this we'll talk about aliens.
Right. So she was sitting in her room, and she was just staring at the window. It's not staring at the window, staring in her mirror, and she said the devil was knocking at my door, and he told me to hurt myself, or he's going to do something to my family. So she clearly thought that this was one of her hallucinations or something like that, right? So she sat next to her and was trying to comfort her, and she was like, "You don't look like you." And then she was like, "I'm right here," right? And this girl has blonde hair, blue eyes, not fair skin, but a little more tan, right? So she sits next to her sister and she's trying to comfort her. And she's like, "You don't look like you." And so she's freaking out. She's terrified. She's sitting there like scratching her hand to the point where it's starting to bleed. She's terrified. So the sister's like, "No, look." So she thinks if she takes a picture of her, everything will be fine. So she takes out her phone. She takes a picture of them looking in the mirror. They look at the picture. Everything's fine, right? She's like, that doesn't help. So she's like, all right, here. She takes her phone, takes a picture. Nothing. Everything's completely normal. She grabs a Polaroid, takes a picture. Dead ass. I saw the picture. Completely different face shape. The girl's skin was almost gray. Her hair was jet black. And this girl had like curlier hair, like wavy hair, dead straight. I swear to God, the girl looked like she was from The Ring. Absolutely scared the shit out of her. Another time same girl was sitting in her living room, and her mom was like, "All right, I'm going to bed now. Good night." Okay. And then she came in and saw her mom running around their island, just doing random stuff and then going back to bed. And she went up to her and started talking to her, and just could have been a sleepwalking thing, but you never know, right?
Yeah.
So she goes up to her and she's like, "Mom, are you okay?" And then she was like, "Yep," and then runs, right? Leaves. So next day she was like, "Hey, why were you like freaking out last night?" And she was like, "What are you talking about? I went to bed early last night." She was like, "Yeah, I know, but you came back and we're doing some weird stuff." And she was like, "No." And
Sleepwalking, probably.
she thought that, but her older sister went into her mom's room to wake her up because she was having fears and stuff. And there was nothing. She was in there at the same time when she saw her, like, because she saw her sister leave her room and go back to her, like her mom's room and go back to her room, which was really creepy. It is terrifying. And I know they did like a Ouija board there, and they contacted something. I'm not sure about that because that's something I was told.
First of all, you can buy a Ouija board at Toys R Us.
Exactly.
So
just from personal experience, I don't think that the Ouija board is anything. I think that if you drew one on a piece of paper and used it, I think that it's the power you give it, like the belief in it, that kind of is like, okay, there's something.
Listen, I find that story, once again, hard to believe.
I don't care.
I know you don't care. I'm just saying I find it hard to believe because there's so many. Listen, it sounds like a horror movie. And when stories like this sound like horror movies, like someone would write it as a script, it takes away the realness to me right away. I can't snap, so I just beg it. But I just think this can't be true. Because
I don't know what to tell you.
Listen, if you show me that Polaroid, I might start to believe you. But anything can be edited. Anything.
Can't edit a Polaroid picture.
Okay, but you can on your computer. You can do things and print it off. You can technically, if you want to, give someone an edited Polaroid if you like make it on your computer and do it. I'm sure there's a way to do it, but I just think that the sleepwalking thing, it just seems like conflicting stories of people's memories who are because listen,
that absolutely could have been sleepwalking.
My dad always says this: if you want to be sick enough, you can be sick enough. In the sense that if I was running a race and my feet's starting to hurt and I was like, I don't care, I'm going to keep going, I could keep going. But if I let it say, oh, it hurts so much, I won't do as far. It's all about your mindset in the moment. And if you want to make something seem more extreme, seem scarier, if you want to make, I'm going to use my phone look like a demon, I hypothetically could make it look scarier.
Absolutely.
So that's why I find stories like these hard to believe, because I think the people experiencing it, I think, want to see something, not want, but have this curiosity about it, and it makes them want to see exactly what they're seeing. Or like, they hear a noise coming from the room and they want to see it. That's all.
One experience from one girl, and again, like her sister, her mom had experiences, friends coming over to her house had experiences. It was going to the point where they actually had to move houses.
I have a question. When the people came over, if you don't know this, that's fine. Did they know that there's some weird crap had happened?
At first, no, because they didn't really know.
But like when friends came over and eventually they figured it out, did people know?
Because I had the same question when I asked my cousin, so did you ever go over there? And she was like, yeah, the first time I did, she didn't tell us anything. And then like a few other times we were like starting to see some weird shit, because I was in my head, I was like, well, if you think that if you're going in there in a mindset that it's going to be scary and it's going to be haunted and there's going to be ghosts, then you're going to think there's going to be ghosts, like you said.
Exactly.
But
yeah.
She didn't tell them about any of this stuff. And then later on in like the night and then times after, then they come over, then they were like, okay.
Like, it sounds like The Conjuring to me.
I'd like experiences like this.
Honestly.
Sure it does. I'm sure it does.
It sounds like The Conjuring, like it's very similar to them. I mean, I have I seen The Conjuring? I don't remember if I've seen them. I don't think I have seen it, but I know the plot.
It's like a movie you've never seen.
But although the plot is
but it's like I know the plot of it. I just know it's like
they didn't bring in ghost investigators and stuff like that, and there wasn't
duh. I'm talking like the haunted house aspect. Like
there's a lot of haunted houses.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I just think
that
that
this could have been a girl who has some mental illnesses and she was going through a tough time. Could have been that. Mom could have been sleepwalking. Could have been that. But the stories and situations that have been put up way too much for me, like I don't know if this is true, but when someone is going through mental health problems, it affects people around them. So I think everyone would have a psychological toll. If someone is depressed, people around them are going to start to feel worse because they don't like seeing a person.
Exactly.
Or sad.
So, like, to me, it just seemed like, I'm not trying to be offensive or anything, but a girl who had was having a mental health episode, and people around them starting to see things because of the waning effect it had on them. This. I'm just saying this is why I find it hard to believe.
It could totally be that. It could totally be
exactly. That's the whole thing about this debate. That's so great. We don't know.
Exactly. We don't know. I don't know anything. That's why I'm an agnostic. There could be a God. There could be a Satan. There could be a hell. There could be a heaven. I don't know. I'm a 15-year-old kid. I have not researched this stuff enough. I have not looked at this stuff enough. I don't know. For all I know, these ghosts could be completely something else. It could be some form of grand hallucination. I don't know. I'm 15. I don't know anything.
Exactly. That's what's good about these debates. You don't know.
Nobody
That's why
We'll never know.
discuss things
You
like
could,
this.
you could be wrong. I could be right. You could be right. I could be wrong.
Exactly.
We don't know.
Yeah, there are a lot of ghost stories though, but I think we've discussed this for long enough. We said after this we're gonna move on to.
I feel like
Nick,
I kind of creeped Nick out.
I think that kind of convinced Nick.
I feel a
Did
lot
it?
of them, but it's just kind of like.
It did creep me out. Ghost stories do creep me out. Like,
Yeah.
I was legitimately creeped out by that
They
story.
do, but it just made me like not believe it even more because like it just sounds so made up.
No,
Exactly,
I get that.
Like that. Like that's
Those
one of my
kind of
points.
things- Those kind of things. It's like a story that is so like there's no way.
Like that's what I was saying when it sounds like a movie plot.
Why did my lights have to
Whoa.
flicker just then?
Why did that actually flicker?
That always happens at the worst times.
Nah.
Watch
Like
Nate's
when it said
and then Nick's and then mine.
that would be really funny. It's I mean exactly like that's when I say it's like a movie plot.
Nothing.
It
Yeah.
sounds so fake. It sounds so. It's like I said before. It sounds written.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're gonna move on from this. We could maybe even go into it if you guys are interested, but we're gonna move on to a different topic because we got some pretty deep subject matter. We're gonna move on to aliens.
Aliens.
I think we all have a
Real.
unanimous
aliens
belief
are
on
real?
this, but we might not.
Have to be real.
Pardon?
They have to be real.
I agree.
I believe in
I don't
aliens.
think that they're
Okay.
green men walking around. I think that there's like different animals on different planets, and it's impossible.
So
They're
I,
not.
It's theoretically
I
impossible.
had this pretty cool. Like I don't have any way. Obviously, we don't have any way of proving it, but I had this like really cool theory. Like this is technically multiverse, but what if aliens, like other solar systems, are like the past and the future of like Earth?
Oh, that's interesting. That's very multiversy,
Mhm.
but yeah, it's interesting. With aliens, it has to be real. It has to be, because I think it's kind of arrogant of humans to think that they're the only ones in this universe, which is said statistically or I don't know, scientifically to be so massive. There has to be other forms of life similar to ours.
Not even some.
like-
There has to be just like some single cell organism. There's guaranteed.
Oh yeah,
Thousands-
definitely. I mean, they found things on Mars already in terms of single-celled organisms, I believe.
That's
but-
alien. That's what an alien is, though.
Technically, yeah, an alien is anything that is
An
foreign.
alien doesn't have to be a man in a spaceship coming down to Earth.
or like have like the giant head, the two eyes.
Exactly.
Like this is my definition.
When aliens do come down, they're gonna be that's their version of blackface.
What?
If an alien does come down and they're like, "Yo,
They're dressing up like us. Damn.
I mean, we could be aliens to them, and they could think that.
I mean, we are. Aliens are any like invading species that aren't native to that area. Like that's why
oh,
they
so
call
now
people
you're calling aliens colonists, aren't you, Nick?"
I mean, you could technically call them that.
Oh, true.
You could. You could.
Yo.
I don't
No.
agree with this, but you could.
Okay,
That's
so
why they call people aliens when they're cut. Like that's why some people call immigrants aliens. It's bad, obviously, because that's horrible. You're dehumanizing them. But that's why people call them that because they're not native, or that's a bad word to use. They're not from there. You know, like that's why they're called aliens.
so bad.
I know it sounds
so
really
bad.
bad. It sounds really bad, but that's what technically aliens means. That's why people call them that, which is horrible. Again.
So I was listening to the Joe Rogan Experience, which is obviously Joe Rogan's podcast, and I was listening to the one with Elon Musk on it, and he was saying that he doesn't believe in aliens, but before he said that there's either a lot of aliens or no aliens.
That's a good point.
And he said he believes that there's no aliens because where have they been up to now? But like my concept of if it's being like the past and future, what if a lot of the solar systems around us are still in the Stone Age? And so they're not able to get to us, and we're the closest to get to them, but we can't yet. So maybe in 1,000 years we'll be able to, but it'll take them 3,000 years or more.
Yeah.
Okay,
Never know.
I have a conspiracy theory that's a little off topic, but when you
Okay.
hear it, you're gonna crap your pants. Have you ever heard of the Mr. Krabs theory?
No.
Yes,
Yo,
I just
when
saw
I
that
heard it, I was like, "Oh my god!" So
Let's hear
that
that.
made
Let's hear
so
the
much
theory.
sense.
okay. So for people who don't know, you know how Mr. Krabs has the Mr. Krabby formula, right? The Krabby Patty
Yeah.
formula,
The
right?
Krabby
And
Patty
we
formula.
have no idea what it is, right? Have you ever seen any other crabs besides Mr. Krab?
Yeah.
No.
Who?
You see Larry the Lobster. That's the closest
That's
thing.
it.
There is
In
no
SpongeBob. No, you don't.
Yeah.
SpongeBob. There is no other crabs besides Larry the Lobster, right?
And
Mr.
it's another
Krabs
crab.
would do anything for a buck. My theory is,
Wait.
and Evan, and like the one that's all over the place, is that the Krabby Patty formula is actually crab, and he's cannibalizing them.
And he told his daughter that like he doesn't talk about his wife at all because he killed her for money.
Exactly.
I mean, he's all like money, 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 money.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, have you ever seen the health inspector video episode?
No, listen. This is one of my things I never got to get into as a child was SpongeBob. I barely watched any
Oh, okay.
episodes
I
of
have no
SpongeBob.
childhood. I'm kidding.
Anyway, so there's an
Nick
episode where
hates me after today, after everything he's learned.
So there's an episode, and the health inspector comes, and everybody's scared because he thinks that the everything's dirty and all that. But when you look at the Krusty Krab, it is not that dirty. If you think, I feel like if you
Because
see
SpongeBob cleans it like 3 times a day.
exactly, they have nothing to be afraid of unless Mr. Krab is cannibalizing crabs.
And there's also this one
That's why you
episode
don't see them.
where Plankton and Mr. Krabs are fighting over the formula and it rips in half and Plankton has the one half and Mr. Krabs got lucky because he got the crab half. And that's why the chum bucket is doing so bad because he has all the ingredients but the crab meat.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
So good.
poor Plankton.
So creepy.
I feel like if we were SpongeBob, I'd be Plankton. Do you know why?
because
You're short.
Small. I'm small.
You're small.
Exactly.
I would be.
Because you're short and annoying.
Yes, very true.
Nick
Oh,
would be
Nick-
Mr. Krabs,
Nick-
just stomp
Nick
on
just-
you.
Nick just disappeared too.
Also, Nick is a cannibal, so like when he hugs people, he takes little bites out of their shoulder.
I feel like Liam and Evan are SpongeBob and Patrick. If we were SpongeBob characters.
Liam's Patrick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Evan is SpongeBob.
Yeah,
Who's Squidward?
Probably you.
I'm not Squidward. Come on. I'm Plankton.
No, you're
Small.
Squidward.
I'm Squidward. I'm depressed.
No, Squidward is not.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
and Nick. Who's Nick? Who would Nick be? And we could do this if we wanted to, like a whole characters we kind of already did that last week.
Mhm.
But yeah,
I feel like I would be
interesting.
like a SpongeBob.
Nick, who would you be? I don't think you'd be
Patrick
SpongeBob.
is too dumb. I'm
I think
definitely
okay,
not
Nick.
Patrick.
I know exactly who would you be.
Patrick.
Nick would be Gary. Nick would be Gary.
Gary, yes.
Hey! I'm just a chill, cool snail who just
Just
sits
vibe.
home all day doing nothing.
And
just
meows.
vibing with myself. He meows, yes.
Yeah, Gary meows.
Mhm.
Yeah, he walks around going meow.
Cats in the hood. Meow meow.
Meow.
So I'm Plankton still. Then I want to be Plankton because he's small.
You get to destroy.
And-
Why do you
Oh,
wanna be
and he's
Plankton?
evil.
You got a robotic wife.
There's a robot. Oh god, this analogy got bad for me really quickly.
I mean,
All I know about Plankton is that he's small, and I'm also small.
And nobody loves him and he can love nothing. So yeah, it makes sense.
Yes, very,
Hey,
very on brand for me.
another kind of creepy thing that kind of goes along with the whole robot or not robot, like aliens, ghosts, and stuff is AI. Did you see the two Facebook robots? The
I did
ones
not.
that had to shut off?
What?
Did you hear what happened with them?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so they started talking, right? Because they wanted to. So basically, what happened is they did this experiment. They gave one robot a book and one robot a ball, and they said, they wanted to see how they negotiate. So they said they programmed to them to say, this book is worth more than this ball. Try to negotiate. So when they started negotiating, they were monitoring everything, and then they started stopped talking for a bit, and then they started speaking in a language that nobody knew. They created their own language and terrified everybody.
Mark Zuckerberg just wanted more friends of his own kind.
Exactly.
Some kind of the lizard people.
Oh no! Oh my gosh! It's so
He
terrifying.
understood. He just didn't want to let anyone know.
Bro, two AIs. Think about how terrifying this is. Two AIs created their own language.
No,
Listen,
Mark
have you-
Zuckerberg created
Terminator
it. He
movies.
put it in them.
Like,
And this is, you can Google this. You can Google this. You can look it up. I'm pretty sure Will Smith met the robot, one of the robots.
isn't he in a movie called? Isn't he in a movie about AI, like iRobot or whatever?
Yeah.
One documentary I've been meaning to watch is the what's it called the Social Dilemma. I've been meaning to watch that.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
All
All right, Liam, what are we? Evan, you're recording, right? What are we coming up on time? Because
I don't know. Liam has a.
listen, we did. Oh, my dogs are
45
barking in the
minutes.
background.
5 minutes.
We won't. Pardon?
45 minutes.
All right, because beforehand we did some research, or Liam's dad did research. 45-minute episodes are the best type, right?
Well, not before. He did this like months ago, almost a year ago.
Months ago. Sorry,
I want to cover one tiny little thing. It doesn't have to take that long. Just like 5 minutes or whatever.
Hey, it's fine. We can take as long as we need. We're on the shorter end right now.
Just one last thing was dinosaurs. So do you believe in dinosaurs? And if not,
Yeah.
what do you think? What do you think? But
Who doesn't believe in dinosaurs?
there's definitely people that don't believe in dinosaurs.
Of course,
Come
they're-
on.
they're
But
idiots.
Those are they
Okay.
found bones. Like, it's real.
okay, so what else do you think, sir, lived with the dinosaurs? Because there's no way it was just a planet full of dinosaurs.
I mean, dinosaurs technically are. I mean, it's a bunch of different things. There's animals today that lived with them technically, like certain rhinoceroses and crocodiles and other things. But also, modern day or what humans probably came from back then, like if they're fish or something. I don't know what humans evolved from. I'm not that scientific in that sense, but like probably something like with humans, it's probably like they weren't in the monkeys yet. They were probably even before that. Like they good like amoebas. Like they weren't single-celled yet either.
I think that there was this is kind of like not super like humans, but there was probably like some beings that had completely collagen instead of bones, and that thing got vaporized whenever it took out the whatever. So like whatever took it out.
Oh, so I was listening to this other podcast called Two Bears One Cave with Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura, and they were talking about how they don't believe how it was an asteroid hitting Earth that killed all the dinosaurs. It must have been a bunch of different things.
There are other theories.
That happened in a row.
Personally, I don't think it was anything. I think it was just the ice age, global cooling turned down.
Ice age happened.
An asteroid definitely hit Earth. An asteroid definitely hit Earth.
Okay, yeah. That's been proven because like the blue dip,
Some
the blue
form.
hole, I think an asteroid hit, things started to die down. But like after that asteroid hit, the Earth was like, oh shit, it's gotten really, really hot. So it's like, okay, ice age time.
Well, the asteroid, what it did is what the impact. I don't think immediately killed them. I believe it was the smoke. Because what happens if asteroid hits Earth? It'll clear up the sky, fog up the sky, so we don't get any sunlight. So we can't get any food from that or any energy, and we'll just all die out eventually.
But they're all like reptilians, or most.
Yeah,
of
they
them
need. I mean, what's it called? The herbivores need plants, and without the sun, no plants.
There's no
and the
plant-
carnivores need meat, and when all the people who don't eat meat die, then the carnivores die. So, but then certain other things survived.
One cool theory though that I heard recently was that if there was an ice age in the prehistoric times with the dinosaurs,
There's been multiple ice
still
ages.
could be, yeah, I know that, but like if that happened right as the asteroid hit or whatever, then there could possibly still be dinosaurs alive in the ice in like the Antarctic and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Also, there's the theory that's terrifying. Certain creatures can survive deep in the ocean, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you live deep in the ocean, you don't need the sunlight. So my theory is, you know those like giant dinosaurs?
Yeah.
Hypothetically, at the bottom of the ocean, there could be something there that's like massive. Theoretically, there could be. You never know, but
I mean, I don't know what the percentage is, but there's like what 98 or something percent of the water that hasn't been explored.
oh, I don't know.
And it's definitely in the 90s though.
We know
It's
more
high.
about our solar system than we do about
The deep blue sea
the
or whatever.
blue on our own planet.
Yeah, that's true.
Crazy.
Yeah, because it's like. Yeah, because it's like that. It's like the ocean floor is just like so deep down. So like, how will we even get?
And if you go down there, you'll get crushed immediately. Pretty much.
Exactly.
I mean, even in the thickest of subways, if you go to the bottom of the ocean, first of all, it'll get really hot. Second of all, you'll just get crushed eventually, even in a high-tech submarine,
So
because it'll be so good. Pressure will be so great.
I don't know if this is true or not, but apparently there like I heard this this thing about how Venus could have been a livable planet before Earth and then before Mars.
Oh, it probably was at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that about Mars too. How Mars used to be livable.
Honestly, you know what's terrifying? We have not like fully excavated Mars at all, and honestly, I don't think we should. We're already destroying our
neither.
planet. We don't need to destroy another one. Like, calm down. But for all we know, there could have been an entire civilization on Mars, and we had
There's
no.
this one theory I saw, I think, on Twitter, where it was like, Earth. There's a whole civilization on Mars, and they were thriving and everything, and then eventually it started to die. But then they found Earth, and they sent 2 humans to Earth, and that was Adam and Eve. If you want to go by that theory,
Yeah, I was about to
that
say-
was how I've heard that theory before.
I was just gonna say that. Like, I was gonna say, what if there was like planet hoppers, like they went from Venus to
movie?
Mars,
You mean-
then Mars to Earth, as
Isn't that
the
a
planets
movie?
got destroyed. I don't know. Could be.
I don't know. Maybe that sounds
Our
like a
movie.
cool movie idea.
Planet
Not your movie.
hoppers.
Oh,
Yeah,
guys.
that could be your next idea.
Speaking of movies, I heard that there's a really cool movie coming out soon.
Oh yeah.
What, Justice League?
No, Zagan.
Zagan, yes.
Oh yeah, Zayn.
What is that?
Yeah.
Explain. What is
Oh
Zagan?
yes, I know that movie. But tell me, what is that movie?
Zagan.
Explain it to the audience.
Zagan is a story about a couple of kids who just happen to be in the wrong place with the wrong person at the wrong time in the wrong time in the wrong place,
What the heck?
the wrong forest. And we have 4 beautiful actors in this call right now.
Huh? Yes.
3,
So
never mind 3.
Nick, I think, died again.
No, I was talking about you. You're fugly.
I
No,
know.
you're beautiful.
I know.
I have so many people like snap back saying Nathan's so cute.
Aw. I doubt that. Thank you for trying to make me feel better anyways.
Hey.
Okay. So yeah, so Zagan. I've read over the script, not gonna reveal anything, but it's quite good.
Better
So eventually
not.
when it does come out, make sure to ask Liam or Evan how to find it eventually. But listen, we haven't even started filming yet. I know it's gonna be great. So
Also,
check
go
it out.
check out this other production company we've been talking to for probably a month now. Backstreet Cinematics. Is that them?
Yeah.
Put their link in the bio
Luca
of
and-
this video.
They just came out with
they just
movie.
had a new movie, Along Came the Dark. I've watched it. It's actually pretty good. It's really good.
They spent like countless nights crossing, going to different cities, filming at 3 a.m., getting no sleep all through high school. Like they're literally 2 years older than
They almost
us.
died.
Yeah, it seems like
They're me and Evan in 2 years.
that's what you guys are eventually gonna do. But yeah, listen, Liam and Evan have been working really hard on this stuff. Like you guys, I mean, I probably don't even know the extent of it, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I just like to show everybody something, if that's okay with you guys.
hey, yeah, just don't make it too inappropriate.
No.
We don't want to get canceled or demonetized, but we don't have any ad revenue, so we can't get demonetized. But
So everybody, I just like to show off something. If you Google,
oh yeah, this is cool.
We actually have a website, and we have questions. So we have a question. We have 5 reviews on here. We got 4 stars because one of our actors for Zagan actually gave us 1 star. How?
Who was that?
We don't know for sure.
Oh, Skylar.
I know like 3 Skylars.
Oh, true. And then we have our website with phone cases. We showed this on the show before, but if you want to go buy something, it would be great for the show. We also
show them the most mixed up stuff.
Huh?
Show them the most
also your
mixed up stuff
GoFundMe,
because
right?
we have.
Oh yeah. We even have. If you enjoy the show, we have mostly mixed up masks, phone cases in any phone size that you need. Like we got like Android, iPhone. We got we have mostly mixed up shirts. We will be pulling up with these when school's back to normal.
My mom just got one.
Exactly. So did I.
And I ordered one too.
Yeah, exactly. Again, we have 4 phone cases with all our extraterrestrials characters. We've actually
Listen,
we've had
guys,
a couple.
you want to?
My
You
family,
guys want to jump
but
on this now? Do you know why? You want to jump on this now? Because eventually, when extraterrestrials may or may not make it to Netflix, you want to get it. You want to get it early, so you know. I found this right away.
We've been talking to a production company. We can't really say anything right now because it's like very early shit. But yeah, we've been talking to a production company, and we're hoping to get stuff on maybe like Adult Swim, Netflix, Amazon Prime, maybe anywhere. Just trying to get our show out.
If they can do that, it's gonna do really well. I know it. All right, so I think that is all the time we have today, Liam, if I'm correct. Just do all the like, video, comment, whatever.
Yeah. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Make sure to smash that like button. All right, so we'll see you next week then.
Oh, just before we go, make sure to check out our GoFundMe. Our goal
Put
is
the link in the bio.
$1,100. Well, yeah, we'll link it. We've already hit like $500, which is amazing. So make sure to check it out. And if you can donate, if you can't, you can support just by watching the podcast, stuff like that.
All right, and thank you to those who have watched throughout all of it. All right.
I know Nick hasn't.
All right.
Thanks for watching.
No, I gotta put this back.
Everybody, I just like to say, Nathan's dad is beautiful.
My dad watches the podcast. He'll get a nice kick out of this.
Sees this and is like, you look like John Stamos.
Yes.
All right, that's all.
If we're putting this